Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. I am back, and you know what I have really missed? Let's get this beauty started. So welcome back, ladies. I left you off with a video that said I was moving because we're gonna start construction on our house. So that was like a big deal to be packing up and moving a house and into an apartment. And then 4 days later, we were going to a beauty conference in Las Vegas, and that was it. That was the end. And then I've had all these SOSs like, where's Nikol? Is she coming back to YouTube? The studio's been called. I have so many DMs and emails, and you ladies have been really worried, and I really appreciate that. You know, I wasn't quite sure how to approach this situation on my channel. I thought, well, maybe I'll just come back and be like, oh, the move was really stressful, and you know, traveling and what have you, and here we're back. And it really reminded me a lot of my IVF days of going through infertility and trying to pretend like everything was okay, like no one goes through anything that's challenging or it's a struggle, or let me keep everything a secret. And you're my family, you're my community here on YouTube, and you really support me. And I felt like, you know, I'm gonna tell you what really happened. So we had an incredible time in Las Vegas, and we are such foodies. I showed you on my Instagram, like we went to one place called Wally's that was brand new. The charcuterie boards were unbelievable. We went to Jean-Georges, we went to Giada. We had the best time. We had such an incredible time. I also showed you or mentioned that we got engaged in 2011 on top of the Eiffel Tower. So Vegas is really, you know, a very, just special place for us, and we really enjoy ourselves there. So we had an incredible time with just meetings and everything for business, and we stayed at the Four Seasons, which was amazing. We had couples massage we haven't had in years because we basically really don't take vacations. We're always really working. And so on the plane coming back on the red eye, in my husband's row, there was a man that was extremely sick, coughing the entire time, sneezing, and just, I couldn't believe that they would allow somebody like that on the plane, especially with what's going on. So when we got off the red eye, my husband said to me, that guy basically has something, and I know I'm gonna get it. And I was really worried because I thought, he's never said anything like that. He always is like, no, it's no big deal. So it really worried me. So 2 days later, my husband became sick, and then, you know, 3 days later, he broke the fever, and he was great, and everything was great. And then the fever would come back, and the fever wasn't like a normal fever. It was like 103, 104, kept climbing over 104, and then it would come down, and it was just 11 days of just ups and downs, ups and downs. And so on the 11th day, he went into the hospital. He spent 4 days there. And, you know, this was a very unexpected and very hard thing. For me, nothing happened to me. I've always tested negative, and I did lose my sense of taste and smell though, which was very strange. Never felt at all sick. I haven't been sick since 2003, and just very strange. So anyway, the whole entire time has been a blur. It's been extremely stressful. Family and friends, layers and layers and layers of everything. And this is what happens. Things like this happen. And I shouldn't feel afraid to be able to say, this is what happened. My husband's doing well now. He is recovering, and he's out of the hospital. And, you know, it's just one of those things that really kind of put me back, and it kind of derailed everything I was doing, especially being in a new space and trying to reset up. And it was just so much. It was just so much. And I'll tell you what, it was really about prayer, and I had so much prayer around him, and I knew that he was going to be okay from my Bible study, praying, and just having that feeling of all of that wrapped around him was really powerful. And so that's really what happened. And you know, I wanted to do kind of we're into fall now. I kind of like missed out on the end of summer, and I wanted to do a beautiful fall look for you. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna just jump right into it. So we're gonna go into this easy fall makeup look. I'm going to be layering a cream shadow and also a powdered shadow. It gives you a long lasting eyeshadow application. If you have a problem with your eyeshadow kind of disappearing during the day, even if you're using an eye primer, sometimes that happens. This is a great way to layer and get that longevity of your eyeshadow, and it gives it a little bit more of that punch, being a little bit more powerful. So I'm gonna start with my skin. My skin has been very dry. I have been using the Extra Rich Moisture Injection Cream from Ever. So this is really, if you have parched skin, this is a great product to use. I have really been enjoying it. This is actually, I just received this. I ordered it the other day in the mail, and when I put it on, I was like, oh yeah, we've got some serious moisture happening. I love putting this on at night because I just feel like it gives me that barrier. I really feel that protection. So I'm going to be doing that today to really prep my skin and get it looking the best it can with my BB cream and all of my mineral makeup that I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be using on my eye the Ever Retinol Eye Wrinkle Smoother. This is something else I put on at night too. I love that it has this metal tip. So it's really, really cooling. It's really just refreshing underneath my eye area. So I have been really, this is something I used for a long time. Then I ran out, and then I finally reordered. So I have a fresh supply. So this is something that I'm gonna do now, even though I do it at night. I've been alternating with a couple different sunscreens. I love the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen. This is an SPF 40. I mentioned it in my video about sunscreens. Dr. Dennis Gross also has a lightweight wrinkle defense SPF 30. And then I have the glow screen if I want that beautiful glow SPF 40 to my skin. So I'm going to just use the Dr. Gross. This is going to be just a really nice, I love the applicator. It's just kind of like a little, just gives you just the right amount, not over, and it's very thin. So you know, it's kind of like the La Roche-Posay that I love. It's a thin sunscreen. It's not gonna be too heavy, too thick. I'm gonna give my lips a little treatment with VOLUMIZER. Treatment, hydration. So I'm gonna start with the Bobbi Brown Golden Bronze Cream Eyeshadow Stick. I really love this. It's one of my favorite colors. You've seen me use this before on my channel. And I'm gonna just start first by giving this as my base, and then I'm gonna use my powdered shadow over it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just go from the base all the way up. And I like to start in the middle, just like this. And then I'll use my finger to blend out. So I don't have too much. I don't want it to be too high. I want it just to be right there on my eye and not all the way up to my brow bone. And it just really looks beautiful. You can stop here if you want to, but I really want to give it that extra pop with the powdered shadow. So you can see I have the cream shadow on now. I'm gonna go into my Bottled Blonde, which is one of my favorite palettes. I use this all the time. It's like an everyday look. I'm just gonna take the middle color here. It gives me a little sheen. It's gonna pop what I already have on now, and it's just gonna give me that extra. So you can see right there in the middle, I'm going to just intensify this shadow. Just right in that middle area there. I just want a little highlight. And then I'm going to just take the lightest color and use that as my brow bone color, just to blend everything in. I'm using my Essential Makeup Brush Kit that I have designed for you. I mention it in a lot of my videos, just so you know. It's very short brushes. They're very easy, affordable, comes in a travel case, and you have 100% vegan 9 brushes. Everything from a foundation brush to a flat foundation brush. So you have a buffing brush, a flat brush, an eyeshadow brush. So this is everything that I use. It's all I need. So that was something that was really important for me to create for you, because you don't need 1,000 brushes. It becomes very overwhelming, and my whole idea and my whole brand is about being simplistic and making it easy for you, and you don't have to have a million products. So I'm going to take the darkest color here, and I'm just going to go into a little crease just in this area. I'm just giving a little dimension. It's nothing too over the top. You can see just placing it right in this corner and just moving up and blending just a little bit. I'm going to take my ALMAY pad, and I'm going to just take any of the fallout and just crisp up this line here, just in case anything came out. Not too much actually today, which is great. And then now I'm gonna go and define my eye line. I'm gonna take a little eyelash curler. I'm gonna curl my lashes before I go in and do my eyeliner. Very important because I don't wanna disrupt the eyeliner once I have it on. I don't wanna go and try to do this and then have my eyeliner kind of be disturbed by the eyelash curler. So my eyelashes are nice and up. Now I'm gonna go in with my dark chocolate waterproof eyeliner, and I'm going to go in really, really tight to the lash line. You know that that's my technique that really defines your eye. It makes your eyes pop. It's beautiful. You're not taking up a ton of real estate. You're not getting a really heavy, thick line that's weighing down the eyes. So you can always start thin and get thicker if you want to, depending on, but when you open your eye, you want to be able to see the eyeliner. That's really important. So you have to gauge with your eye shape and what's going on that you really do see this beautiful definition. So you can see right to the lash line I'm going, just following it down, and you can see I don't do one whole line and hopefully get it perfect. I do little strokes. Makes it easier, makes it more precise, and it doesn't go everywhere. So that's a really great tip, ladies. Don't feel like you have to start and go do this perfect line. My hands are not perfectly still, so I like to just go in and do just a little strokes. It's going to really make a difference for you. So I'm gonna go all the way into the inner corner, tapering it down. And then I'm gonna go right underneath and balance out the eye. 3/4 of my eye. I'm not going all the way into the corner. I don't like that look because it really droops down my eye. I'm just keeping it to 3/4 to give that balance. A great tip also is taking the short smudge brush. I have all the names of the brushes on the handle so you will never get confused. If you feel like on this side, I feel like I didn't really make a great application, I can take my smudge brush, which I like to call my large eraser, and just drag it across and smooth out all of the bumpiness, or if I feel like this is a little too much underneath, I can just easily drag and smoke it up. So it looks like this is what I wanted to do. I'm just erasing any mistakes. It's very easy. You don't have to start over. You don't have to take anything off. Just work it in and it just starts looking like, oh, perfect. Blended, beautiful. You don't have to stress. I don't want you having to start over and saying, oh, it doesn't look like the video I'm watching, or she does it so much better. It's just practice, ladies, and you're going to really get it down once you practice and you don't keep stopping. Like, oh no, it doesn't look perfect when you're not even finished yet. And then you start all over and then you do it again and you get anxious and then you get frustrated and then you say, I don't want to wear makeup anymore. This is ridiculous. It's a waste of time. It's not. You just have to take your time and say, you know what? Today, I did a little bit better than yesterday, or, oh, I'm really liking this, or I went in just a little bit more than I usually do. So that's the fun part of makeup. It's all about experimenting. It's about getting better. It's about technique, and it's about watching videos, not just mine, everybody else's also, and picking up little tips that are going to help with your application or your eye shape or your skin type, texture, whatever your issues are. So my whole objective always, ladies, is to have you love makeup, to have you be in the game, celebrating your age, whether you are 20 or you are 101. I want to make that very clear also here, because I have heard some things recently about me and my hashtags, and you know, I am 45. That's a big question I always get. How old are you? How old are you? I don't think it really matters, but for me, my whole purpose is to help women that have been left out of the beauty game, because I saw it happen to me when I went gray. I was like erased from like the earth when it came to modeling, came to companies, it came to advertising, it came to everything, because I didn't fit into the norm. Gray hair was not accepted. Gray hair is not accepted. Look at the commercials that you see now. Do you see anyone with gray hair that's 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s? No, you don't. Yes, maybe in the 60s and up, but for my bracket and my generation here, it's a very gray area, pardon the pun. So I'm inclusive of everyone, but for 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, they really can't relate when I'm talking about perimenopausal skin, or I'm talking about hot flashes, or I'm talking about wrinkles, or they can't relate. So that's why I direct my tutorials, my content, everything I do to what I'm going through and what you're going through and what we're doing as we age. So I am inclusive. I don't say you can't do this makeup tutorial if you're 20. But what I do say is, hey, you know, I went gray early and this is what I'm seeing and I'm 45 and this is what happens when, you know, I'm getting adult acne, or those things are relevant to our age bracket. So I was really just taken back that I was told I was not inclusive. I was like, wow, you know, and it always surprises me when women come at me like that, because I'm so pro encouraging women and supporting women and showing up in every aspect of my life to help women get to more confidence, more of a, I can do it, I'm bold, I'm fierce, I'm unapologetic. And that's just why I show up. And I've been really, really raw and real ever since 2015, when I felt like that was really my calling, to just become really real with what was happening to me. And it's not always pretty. You know, the IVF wasn't pretty. No one really wanted to hear about it. Gray hair was kind of like, oh, now it's more accepted. Everybody had this, you know, power move through the pandemic. But, you know, for me, it's just who I am. So I hope you can understand that when I do kind of focus in on our age, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I love it. I love being with women that have so much history and have so much to say and have so much to offer. So I got off on a little tangent. I totally know that, but guess what? There's a little hall pass because I am just back to my videos. So we did beautiful, beautiful eyes. I'm going in with a mascara. Today I'm using a Chanel. This is my NOIR. This is a volume. This is in beautiful, beautiful rich black. I go between my mascara, depending on what wand I want to use for the day, because you know my wand is very unique. And I will go in with this Chanel. So I'm going to add in some beautiful mascara. And if you do what I just did, where you kind of stab yourself in the eye and you get it underneath, don't worry. We don't have any makeup on. We don't have any concealer on, foundation. This is the beauty of doing your eyes first. And this is why I always do my eyes first, because if you make a mistake and you hit your nose or you hit underneath your eyes, you don't have to freak out that you have your concealer on, your foundation, your skin's perfect, because it is okay. We're going to just clean that up in 1 second. That's when your little ALMAY pad comes in handy. So you can just go right underneath and you can erase the mascara that happened to just fall right underneath on your eyes. So a really important thing now is to really get the skin looking beautiful. So I have just some areas I like to brighten, I like to color correct, just depends on what I want to do. I'm going to take my Just Peachy, and you know what, today I'm going to take my concealer brush and I'm going to just use the top of this and get this looking absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go in with my Just Peachy. This is my beauty stick, medium to full coverage. This is going to really lighten up underneath my eye area. So I'm color correcting underneath my eye first. So where I'm going to place that is going to be in the inner corner right here. And then I'm going to go as close as I can to my lashes. So this is going to just brighten and color correct. I know that there was a lot of controversy with one of my TikTok videos that is on Instagram about, you know, there's a big thing about, I guess people really have a very passionate side of how to, as we age, do concealer underneath your eyes, or a highlighter or a color corrector. So for me, it works that I go from the inner corner and I come down and I go into this triangle, right? Well, some people are very opposed to that, and it's interesting to see all the comments on this one video. But if you see all the women in my Fierce Aging series, I don't always do that for everyone. It depends on their skin. It depends on what I'm working with. It just depends. So for me, that is what I do. I see it work on so many women that are over 40, that it really brightens up the skin. It's not too much. It's all about technique. It's all about application. It's all about formulation. It's all about what you're doing. So I found it really funny that people were so crazy and going nuts that I went down into the triangle and I just didn't go here and here. That does nothing for me. So you have to pay attention to what works for you. And I've been saying that forever. I said there's no beauty rules. Basically that works for me because, you know, I have this pigmentation right here. I want to brighten it. I want to color correct it. So I go close, close, close to the lashes, and then I come down so it tapers out. It looks more natural. It doesn't look like I missed a whole spot. And then I'm gonna go right over with concealer. To blend it in, I'm gonna use the Ever Little Eye sponge. I find that to be a lot easier than taking a beauty blender. You can see the difference. So the beauty blender is great for foundation when I'm working my BB cream in, but for the eye area, I love having just, this is wet actually right now, it's smaller. If you have it dry and it's more, won't spread out the product as much if you have it dry, but I'm going in with a wet, just beautiful little eye sponge that makes it so easy for me to get underneath. I don't disrupt anything, and it really works really nicely into the skin. I'm gonna go in with my concealer trio. I like to give you options. That's why I have a trio for concealers. Every day is different with your skin. Maybe it's darker, maybe it's lighter, maybe it has more redness, or you're dealing with something that is unexpected. So I like having the option of mixing and matching, maybe using one color, maybe using two colors. It's really up to you. So I am gonna go in for a little concealer underneath my eyes. It's very nice. It's a lightweight. It's not too heavy. You can add a little moisturizer in it if you want to have it be a little bit more on the moisture side. So there's lots of options. I've showed you before how you do that in other videos. You just add a drop of moisturizer in your concealer and it becomes more of an emollient concealer depending on your skin for that day. I'm gonna just take my sponge again and work the concealer in over my color corrector. I'm gonna go in with my BB cream. I'm using just a little light, medium, and fair. I'm usually light, so this is how I get away with using a little bit of a darker color. I do wanna warm up my skin for fall. So you can see what I really love about this BB cream is that I formulated with chamomile, ginseng, aloe. It's like one skin. That's what I really like about it. I don't feel like I'm wearing a foundation. I feel like I get really beautiful tone. I love the foundation buffing brush because it buffs it into the skin. So I can see, I showed you in a video actually on TikTok that I did recently, I was putting on the BB cream and then I put my face into the sun so you could really see with bright Florida sun what it looks like when you're working it into the skin. Flawless, you couldn't see it, soaks into the skin, beautiful. That's what I really like seeing on more mature skin, right? We don't want to see it, we want it to moisturize, we want it to just really give us that glossy, beautiful skin, but we don't want to see dry patches, we don't want to see it sitting on top of the skin. So this is beautiful. You've seen me use it on so many of the ladies on all different age categories, and you'll see that it has this beautiful kind of illuminating, but not shiny. So that's really just a really nice aspect of using a BB cream, getting that tone, getting that coverage, but you're not feeling like you're wearing heavy, cakey makeup. I'm gonna just run through my brows with a little cocoa. This is going to be just a brow fix. It's going to cover those grays really nicely, and it's going to just set my brows. And it just gives a nice, beautiful gloss. You can use clear, you can use blonde. I have cocoa that I'm using now, or dark brunettes, and we also have brunettes. Going into the cheeks, you can use Mood Changer. This is a beautiful palette because it does change your mood. You can go in with a pop of just really beautiful soft pink, and then you can go on the actual cheeks with just a little bit more. I love that mixing and being able to create a custom color for yourself. I'm gonna use Palm Beach, which is one of our favorite and most popular cream blushes. And this just really looks just so pretty. I think that it really goes with what I'm wearing right now. And I'm gonna just take it on the cheek and I'm gonna work it back on my cheekbone. Some days I like to see more in the front, like I am right now, just right here. I really want some color to my face. I will do a little bronzing. I'm going to show you what I've been using, but this is just so pretty. And also, ladies, you don't have to be afraid of it because you can really work it into the skin. So you can see how it just really gives beautiful, natural flushness to the skin. Like, I love this Palm Beach. I can never go wrong. I never feel like I have too much. Just really brings my skin alive. So I'm going to go into the lips first, and then I'm going to show you just a little bronzing that I've been loving doing lately. So we're going in with NIKRAY. This is one of my top, this is actually my #1 selling lipstick. It's coming back into stock, so no worries. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different, ladies. I'm going to put on the lipstick first, and then I'm gonna put the liner on. So I'm gonna just perfect my lips after that. So I am going to, you see that this is such a natural color. It's my go-to color, and it just looks just beautiful. It just looks like my lips. So it is high gloss, very moisturizing. And then I can take CAMEO, which is a kohl lip pencil, and then I can just reshape my lips just to give it that extra definition. I'm gonna take Nikita Banana. This is a very sheer, pale yellow brightening powder. I'm gonna use it to set underneath my eyes. If you saw also, I've been, you know, this is my personality will really come out in all my characters on TikTok. I did a like all the different ways I see my name. So Nikol, spelled N-I-C-O-L-E, my real name N-I-K-O-L, then Nikki, I was a flight attendant, and then Nikita Banana is my alter ego. So it's all my alter egos, and Nikita Banana is, this is where it came from. So Nikita Banana is a bright and just fun and just totally different and like crazy. So that's where when you buy Nikita Banana and you're putting it on, you can say, I am, you know, this fierce alter ego person of yourself, whatever you want. Everybody should have a name. Everybody should have different names for themselves. I think there's nothing wrong with that. A version of your name, kind of bringing out some different personality. You know, it's been fun. My girlfriends really are the ones that named me that. So they're like, what's Nikita Banana gonna do tonight? Are you gonna be wild Nikita Banana? Are you gonna be, and so it kind of just stuck. So hence, it's a yellow-based powder, and Nikita Banana just kind of worked perfectly. So now we have a beautiful, you can also, you know how I love to top my lips, Embrace, beautiful combo. Champs, of course. You can even do Rosé, please, if you want to. On top, let's just do a little Embrace so we can just give that extra. Beautiful, subtle fall, right? This is not over the top. This is not tons and tons of makeup. It's not going into crazy colors, fall colors like oranges and things that we wouldn't really wear. So I love kind of doing something a little bit different. Cream shadow with a powder on top, long-lasting eye shadow for the fall, ladies, and just really popping the cheeks, giving you that beautiful lip. And you know, I'm really happy to be back. I'm really happy. This is my happy place, my beauty cabana with you, doing makeup, just doing different looks. I have a lot of really wonderful videos. So if you like this video, make sure you share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe. It really helps support me. Like this video. And until my next, I'll see you later.